And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. It's been so long since I've done one of these. I can't really remember how to do it. Can someone let me know if you can hear me? Just comment in the comments. I realize there's no one watching. Well, now we're at one person watching, but I think I'm doing it right. I think I'm doing it right. Well, welcome to Benchley Night, ladies and gentlemen. As I say, it has been a while. So much has gone on in America. Stuart Rhodes, or whatever his name is, got, thank you, John Wilhelm. Hi, Gary Pierce. Stuart Rhodes got convicted for seditious conspiracy. Certain other seditious conspiracists are still out there, but hopefully the moral arc of the universe is long and it bends toward justice. Hi, Catherine Fisher. Hi, Tony Hewlick. Hi, Martha. Martha can't hear me, so I'm just going to go like this for a little bit and drive her crazy. Now can she hear me? Hopefully. Anyway, welcome everybody. Martha will figure this out eventually. I'm pretty sure. When you can hear me, Martha, post up there that you can hear me now. Anyway, tonight's reading, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's reading is The Cough in the Closet, which I did not know. I'd never read the piece until I got the book From Bed to Worse, or Comforting Thoughts About the Bison. This is one I believe I bought myself just because I liked Comforting Thoughts About the Bison as a book title so much. And it ties, The Cough in the Closet ties into another Benchley piece that is actually the very first Benchley piece that I ever read at a Roots on the Rails trip, which is called No Pullmans, Please. And I'm going to read a paragraph from that before The Cough in the Closet. But before any of that, we have a few people to thank. The unidentified unglet is ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. First off, we have Phyllis and Bill Rosser from down there in New York City. Thank you, Phyllis and Bill. Down in Bonneville, Massachusetts, I just saw them a couple of weeks ago, ladies and gentlemen. He came up the driveway in his little leg scooter thing, and Aileen had a gorgeous quilt with her. It was wonderful to see my two good friends again, Mr. Gary Pierce and Aileen Cortez. Oh, my wonderful painter friend, always supportive. So appreciate you. So appreciate you, Catherine Fisher. As ever, always with us. Always with us, even if she's Martha, there is sound. It's just you that does not have sound. Check your volume, Martha. Always with us, even though she can't be with us tonight. She is, I don't know whether she's still, I follow her on Facebook, and Terry Takes a Trip she's either on a trip or coming back from her trip or posting about a trip, but she can't be with us tonight. But Terry Takes a Trip. Thank you, Terry Hudson. Now, the man who is most adept in all the world at taking pictures of himself inside an Amtrak roomette. He's an absolute maestro at it, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John T. Wilhelm. Can someone talk to Martha about how to get sound? Maybe direct message her. She still can't turn on any sound, but the rest of you have sound, right? Right? I hope. My beloved down there in Austin, Texas, she was very, very excited today because a member of the Austin Drag Kings is showing her how to go full male drag. So if Texas keeps going in its complete headlong rush to fascism, except for possibly impeaching Ken Paxton. Betty Sue will be ready, ladies and gentlemen. My beloved, the great Betty Sue. Catherine Fisher has sound, Martha. Oh, and now I'm going to mention her name. Poor thing. She's not going to know she's getting mentioned. Martha. I'll yell, Martha, this is for you. Thank you, Martha Rowley. And out there in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I have tried to listen to their baseball team online, ladies and gentlemen, but I cannot. I'm now reduced. I've decided I can't stand Major League Baseball, especially the big successful teams. So I was hoping to just listen to the Pittsburgh Pirates, to listen to the Pittsburgh Pirates on the radio, on the internets. But Major League Baseball controls where you can hear, and apparently in Vermont you can't listen to the Pirates. So now my new joy, ladies and gentlemen, as I work here on the computer, is to listen to the Manchester Fisher Cats, a AA minor league team in Manchester, New Hampshire. I highly recommend it, ladies and gentlemen. Minor league baseball you can listen to anywhere, and it sounds like listening to baseball 45 years ago when the world was a simpler place. And now she has sound. Martha has sound. Hi, Martha. We just gave you a shout out, but we'll give you one more shout out. Ms. Martha Rowley. Anyway, unsuccessful at listening to the Pittsburgh Pirates, my thoughts are inexorably drawn back to the very, very, very mist-shrouded head of my very, very tall cousin, Mr. Nat Hunter, his wonderful wife Elise, and their little tiny, tiny dog, Ginger. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. Now, I hear Charbonneau. I see he's in the background there. I achieved him early tonight because Charbonneau does not believe in coming in until late in the evening. He does believe in coming in at about 5:45 for a snack. And now that is when I have learned to turn the door, the little cat door, so that he can come in, but he can't go out again. Tough luck, Charbo. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is from No Pullmans, Please, where Mr. Benchley is saying that now that the heavyweight Pullmans are being retired and the new streamlined Pullmans are coming in, he is afraid that his friends who are in the habit of bringing him oddities are going to bring him a Pullman. He says, I am to blame in a way. For a long time ago, I set out to furnish a room in a sort of knick-knack fashion. I even invited contributions from my friends. But what I meant was contributions that I could use. I did not mean that I was starting a whaling museum or that I planned to build more rooms. I had more or less in mind a mid-Victorian study of the whatnot variety. Well, I got my whatnots. It began with little articles to line up on top of a bookcase. Miniature geese, little men with baskets, shells with eggs in them, broken stags. I also was not adverse to hanging oddments on the walls. My friends entered into the spirit of this admirably. Everyone had fun but the lady who dusted. Then Then people began looking around for heavier gifts. It got to be a game. Trunks began arriving with old busts of Sir Walter Scott, 4-foot statues of men whose shirt fronts lit up when attached to an electric connection, stuffed owls, fox terriers that had lain too long at the taxidermist, This phase ended with the gift of a small two-headed calf in a moderate state of preservation. From then on, the slogan became, "Give it to Benchley." All right, so that brings up tonight's piece, The Calf in the Closet. For a man who is very fond of animals, I find myself oppressed by a strange phobia. I'm afraid to go into my clothes closet because there is a two-headed calf in there. Perhaps this needs a little explanation. Several weeks ago, I mentioned a birthday which was in the offing. It arrived exactly on schedule, and with it several mementos from loving friends, among them a two-headed calf. Perhaps this still needs a little more explanation. I don't seem to be able to make it sound plausible. On the morning of my birthday, I was called on the telephone by a friend who asked me if I knew anything about getting people out of jail. The call was from the jail itself, and it transpired that two of my buddies were incarcerated there and that I was indirectly the cause. The day before, in passing a secondhand shop, they had seen a stuffed two-headed calf among the chipped busts of Sir Walter Scott and suits of armor, and had decided that it was the very thing for a cadeau for old Bob on his birthday. The man in the store assured them that I was a very lucky fellow to be getting it, as he had several calls to rent it out at $3 a night. And besides, it was a very attractive property in and of itself. It being not a very large calf, about the size of a sheepdog without foliage, they took it with them in their automobile, giving it a place of honor in the rumble seat. From then on, their trail is a bit obscured, but they took the gift about quite a bit, showing off to various friends, doubtless amidst good-natured laughter at my expense. Sharbo, you want to come up? Yeah, you just want to melt around Dad's feet. Okay. On their way home that night, they found themselves, or rather were found by the policeman, exceeding one of the more absurd speed limits in a suburban community, and were ordered to draw up to the curb. The officer, in that hail fellow, well-met manner of traffic policeman, started searching the car for liquor. He found no liquor, but he did find the two-headed calf, which confused him even more than a case of rye would have done. There being no specific charge of driving an automobile with a two-headed calf, he arrested them on the more conventional charge of drunken driving. When there is a two-headed calf in the rumble seat, it seems hardly necessary to look for liquor. They were not even given the benefit of a sobriety test. That cop was no fool. So, on presenting myself at the station house with my pockets full of gold pieces, I not only had the satisfaction of seeing my friends set free, but also of receiving the custody of the calf with their blessings. I took it with me into my automobile. That calf got a lot of riding in, with one thing or another, and I took it home with me. Even then, I wasn't really crazy about it, although I could see it must have been cute when it was in the pink. But somehow a stuffed animal is not really the sort of same pal that a live one is. Not having any precedent for bedding down two-headed calves, I put my newfound treasure into my clothes closet. Rather quick. Charbonneau is now washing himself directly in front of the screen. Can we get him into the picture? There he is, a little bit over in the corner, but okay. Not having any precedent for bedding down two-headed calves, I put my newfound treasure into my clothes closet rather quickly, I'm afraid. I turned its heads I turned its heads toward the wall as there was a look about the four eyes that I did not like to think of as piercing the closet door in my direction while I was in bed. And then I shut the door and I tried to forget about it. But forgetting about it has not been easy. If I had left the thing out in the room where I could see it, I might have got up courage enough to take it out someday and try to get that $3 rental on it. But not being able to see it, yet knowing that it is there in that closet, so quiet and so static with its tail turned toward me, has gradually gotten on my nerves. I have a feeling that it has turned around by now, and it is waiting heads on for me to open that door. And I cannot bring myself to even take a peek. A peek would be even worse than a bold sally into the closet. I have now worn the same suit for 9 days. And with the cool weather coming on, I am going to need to change pretty soon. But with the passing of each day, the terror grows stronger. And I have now reached the point where I circle even the vicinity of the closet on my way in and out of the room. It is definitely beyond my powers to open that door. And what is more, I don't want to be anywhere near when someone else opens it. I, who a short time ago even doubted the existence of such a thing as a two-headed calf, am now reduced to a craven Frankenstein by the very proximity of one. I didn't really create the monster. That took a trickier hand than mine, but I did bail it out of jail. So, anyone who feels the need of a stuffed two-headed calf may have one by calling at my room someday when I am out and opening the first closet door to the left. And even with the calf gone, I shall never feel the same about that closet again. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that is Benchley night for tonight. We'll see you next week. We're going to have some other wonderful Robert Benchley for you. Thank you so much for joining us. You take good care. Charbonneau says goodbye. I say goodbye. You take good care out there. Bye.